And last night we saw the debut of Dylan Crews, the Nats' #1 pick in last year's draft. Finished 0 for 3 with a walk. And for us Nationals fans, Case and DeRo, we see James Wood. Now we see Dylan Crews, and DeRo, you always say you can start to imagine.
Yes.
What can you start to imagine about the guy behind you at the Skybox? What kind of tools are we talking?
Well, I think going back to the 2023 draft, it was Paul Skeens was just so ridiculous that I think the guy going #2 overall got kind of overlooked on his own team. And this is the Golden Spikes Award winner. I don't want to do him a disservice. 426, 18 bombs coming out of LSU. And I saw him play in the College World Series, and it's a slow heartbeat, controlling the zone. In Case, I am blown away. There's certain guys that come to the big leagues and just look not intimidated by the moment. Like they've been waiting for this their whole life. And I know he went 0 for 3. We're going to go through his at-bats, but I thought they were all good.
I thought they were great. I mean, I know when I got to the big leagues, I don't even remember my first 3 pitches.
Exactly.
My
legs were shaking.
I was so nervous. I'm like, go ahead. I'm like, what?
I'm swinging at the rosin bed, and he's spitting on 3-1 like yeah, no, that ain't it. And I met him in spring training. I made it a point to go up to him. I wanted to see how he went about his craft. I followed him to the cage. I wanted to see his routine. I stalked him a little. I'm in on him. He knows it too. But super nice guy. It's very similar, like I said, to Buster Posey. When you meet him in spring training for the first time, it's like,
there's something about him.
Are you 40 years old? Because your mind's firing like a guy that knows a lot about the game. So let's get into it. We got a front end of what he did in the minor leagues, and he didn't rip apart the minor leagues, but I can always remember coming out for your first AB. We go back, like I said, LSU. This guy was the fire starter of everything. Led them to the World Series, led them to a championship, goes into the minor leagues, gets off to a slow start, and has started to get hot. And they called him up at the right time. You want to get called up when you're swinging the bat good, not when you're scuffling a little bit. And what I noticed is in his pregame drills, all he tried to do is push it. You talked about yesterday, I saw it. Pause this. Pushing the ball up and out over. He wanted to shoot everything the other way. So I don't know. Eventually, pull pop's coming.
Yeah.
Eventually, I think he's like potential batting title guy, like batting average wise. Like he's just got a good feel for it. I don't know if he's the superstar of superstars, but you can lock in 290, 20 plus, 80 plus, steal you 20 bags, play D, show up every day and be the consummate pro.
Daniel Dowd made a comp yesterday to Andrew McCutchen. I mean, if he turns out to be an Andrew McCutchen, we're talking about a pretty incredible career. But you're right, simple approach, short bat path.
Into his legs.
I mean, that swing is going to play in the big leagues.
All right, let's go through his ABs, because I just want, from our perspective, I was watching this on the plane, what I saw, Nestor threw the ball really well yesterday. So everyone's super fired up. We broke the internet. Pause this. We broke the internet last week when we said Juan Soto was going to go back to the Nats to join them. Everyone's jumping in on it. I think it makes a ton of sense with these guys at the top of the order. But he's sitting here 1-0. So you're looking for me. I'm looking for heater, middle away, 1-0, first AB, and I'm going.
I'm taking a rip.
I'm going. Game on. He's thinking obviously the same thing. It's just a little elevated. Run this. But he's all over that. Can of corn to Juan Soto.
That's down a little bit.
Exactly.
Probably drives that ball.
Get the nerves out of the way. I love the side angle here.
Interesting. I'd like to see what happened, because when you look at LSU, he was.
We're going to bring it up later.
Okay, all right,
he's
good.
completely changed. You talk about tinkering.
Yeah.
He's completely changed. Lock in. Run this back to the beginning real quick. Pause it right there. Soak that in where he's standing, body-wise. I mean, he's pretty athletic position, straight up. Okay, run it. Pause. I mean, that's minimal movement.
Yeah, simple.
Toe sets down, kind of like Royce Lewis. He's going to go again, though. Run it.
Sitting on that back hip. Squat. You know, look, now he's into his legs right there. Like that. I really like that move.
I mean, that's a good swing. Period. Comes up his second AB, and I'm like, okay. Nestor's been showing in with his heater. He wants the glove side, run it in on everybody. 1-1, 2-1. Takes this, now 3-1. He's in a hitter's count. That's a good spit. He goes high cutter right there, and he's able to take the walk. 3-1, young guy trying to make an impression, usually is hacking at that
A little over
pitch.
anxious there, he wasn't.
Gets him in a 3-1 count here. Swings at a 2-0 changeup. I'm okay with that. So pause. 3-1, you're looking to do damage. Look at the bug. 4-0, second and third.
Oh, dude.
This is your chance.
This is the one you take a rip on. And you've already had a couple ABs. You're settled in.
He's throwing really good, though.
And nasty Nestor right now, he's nasty.
He located some heaters right here. Run this. Ah, it's Bayou 94. Watch this location.
Top of the rail.
Oh, it's a good pitch.
You're not hitting that. That's a hater's kryptonite right there. Up under your hands, 94 on the black. He gone.
And now Jake Cousins, UPenn's finest, comes in and is going to spin it.
I thought you were UPenn's finest.
He's taking the mantle. And he starts to back up some stuff, gets himself in a count.
That's a great
But what
take.
I love
That's
is
a great take.
run that back. Run that back to the slider take. One more pitch.
Yeah.
There you go. So once he spits on that slider, he's like, okay, I got that. Let me stay back. Let me eliminate pull side. And let me shoot this two-seamer the other way. It's the thought and the process I like, not the result.
I agree. You know, go ahead and run this. Go ahead and run this. But I think the biggest thing with Dylan Crews coming out of LSU was that
good
great plate discipline, controls the strike zone. And we really saw that in his first game last night.
Hustle down the line. So I wanted to bring up the side angle, comparing him to LSU. Pause. Look, I mean, that's a massive difference.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Right?
I wonder.
I wonder if a coach got on him.
Does a coach get a hold of you, or is it just more comfortable that way? Do you think you can't hit a pro ball that way?
Or does he go back to it eventually? So
I remember really quick story. When I first got into pro ball, one of my hitting coaches said, just second round pick, just hit 461 at Richmond, spinning.
Come again?
461 at Richmond, spinning webs nationwide.
Did that lead the country?
Led the country in hitting. And I was a tall hitter like this, and I remember the hitting coach saying to me, "Hey, you got to get in your legs more." So I started going like this, hitting like a $140. Terrible first 2 weeks. Joel Skinner said to me, he goes, "Hey, listen."
Hi, Joel.
Joel Skinner goes, my manager at Watertown, New York, he goes, "What'd you hit at Richmond?" I said, 461. "What round were you?" "Second round." "They drafted you, the Indians drafted you because you could hit, right?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Why don't you hit the way you hit?" Sure enough, that night I went back tall again, ended up hitting 329, like 370 on the way. And my point is this: careful when the young kid, everyone wants to get a hold of you and tell you to try this, try that. You've already been the number 2 pick of the draft.
This was
You're spread out that wide.
426.
I'm saying exactly. So like, just careful of just doing what people say. But if you feel comfortable this way, that's cool. But if that works, go back to that. If you feel like you can dominate, spread out like that.
Run this real quick. Pause. First off, you wouldn't be able to hit like that for long. You'd need knee replacement at some point. I'm serious. You saw Chris Bryant. He came into the league like this, and eventually it started to come. Like, you can't hold that position for that long. Okay, keep going.
But he gets to this position, but he just makes a couple more moves. Watch, he gets not as much.
I like this move better.
Okay.
No, I do like that. I think that swing looks great. And
Look at the lag in
time will tell with the results. Time will tell with the results.
He's good, Robert.
Yeah.
All right, run this. I saw him doing a drill. I videoed it with my phone during spring training. Kids at home, it's a little tougher for a younger kid if you get a short bat. I'm big on the one-arm stuff. It lets you understand bat path and how each arm and hand plays in your swing. I know a lot of people focus on the lower half, but if you're just taking the lower half out of it, I was watching him palm to the sky, stay through the baseball. I'm a big believer in the one-arm bat.
Mix in turning your phone the right way one time. You're only on TV.
I didn't know I was going to use this. This was for my son.
Welcome to TV.
Come on, landscape, one time.
Dylan, I apologize. I was totally creeping you in the cage.
Book It to the Big Leagues is presented by Booking.com.
Yeah.
Great job.